What is good, everybody? It is your boy Champagne Chico, and we're back with another rebuild. But today it's the Carolina Panthers with the #1 pick in the NFL draft. They shipped out DJ Moore and a bunch of picks, almost too much picks for the first pick, and I'm sure they're looking to be drafting the next generational quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. They have some spots, well, more than some spots to fix. I mean, their defense is pretty solid. You have J.C. Horn, Brian Burns, Derek Brown, all very solid options. You have Shaq Thompson, who's up for a contract that you probably need to be re-signing. Never mind, he reworked his deal to a 2-year deal. But the defense overall is very solid, but the offense needs a lot of work, especially after shipping out DJ Moore and a bunch of picks for the first pick, which I would imagine that you're relying on the fact that a QB is going to come in and just make all your wide receivers better. But the wide receiver room also sucks, so you have to be able to do something about that. But before we get into the video, I do have to ask you to go down there and like and subscribe for me. Basically, about 90% of y'all watching are not subscribed. I would greatly appreciate it if you do subscribe, and just let me know what teams you want me to rebuild, and I will get it out as fast as possible for you. But we do have to fire Matt Rule. He's already been fired, but we're going to fire him once again because he deserves it, and bring in a brand new coach by the name of Champagne Chico. But before we are able to officially bring in the #1 pick for the Panthers, we only really have about one player that needs to be coming back for our team, and that is D'Onta Foreman. Pretty good running back for them. He is on the older side of it, 27 years old. Just a little old for a running back, but you still need one right now. You really have no other options at the moment. Any Pinheiro needs to come back as well. You don't have any other kickers other than that, so it's just the most ideal situation for y'all. Go ahead and give him a 3-year deal. Just lock him up for the foreseeable future, as he does say that is a good offer. But we have to now worry about D'Onta Foreman coming back, as he doesn't want to come back either. But we're trying to sign him at least for an extended amount of time, just to make sure that he stays. This offer is perfect. A 4-year deal, I mean, it's a little much. We might be able to get a running back over him at some point, but just can't really let him go. Can't let him go, and you have the salary cap space to go ahead and keep him. Matthew Eondas, you do have Derek Brown, but he is a good 1-2 punch with him. You might want to sign him to a 1-year deal. Enjoyed playing for you, but I have to go. Interesting. Definitely not 23 mil for a 75 overall defensive tackle. Definitely not signing Sam Darnold again. I think we have our sights set on what we want at QB. Everything else is just kind of lackluster. I mean, we can just really get anybody else at that point. We do have Rashard Higgins here. Yeah, we have our sights pretty set on the #1 pick. Not too sure as to who that's going to be. There is Bryce Young. There is, I'm blanking. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson. I mean, you have a pretty good set of quarterbacks right there. There is going to be a mock draft coming out before the draft, but I don't know. I don't know if they take the risky route. I don't know. All right, well, just half of the deal already does it for the Bears, but we do have to send the rest of the picks over to the Bears just to make it fair. But we are going to be getting the first pick in this draft. We're sending the rest on over, probably just for a 7th round pick. That's not going to mean much. Next year, maybe, just to make it easier, or this year. This year's fine as well. I mean, yeah, they got absolutely fleeced. Another 1st and 2nd. Oh, 2025 second, so it's not even this one. We have to wait until next year to be able to send the 2025 second, but we're going to go ahead and send the 2024 first-round pick for a 7th-round pick, and then we'll worry about the second of the 2025 season later on, as we do send it to the Bears for absolutely nothing. But we do get the first pick in this draft, looking for a QB of the future, but we do have to go through free agency first and see what we're able to get right now. And after the first day of free agency, we are going after a specific crowd, and that is the specific positions that we need right now. TJ Edwards at the middle linebacker position. It says that we're the only team offering him something. I feel like they're going to end up offering him more if he stays. David Montgomery is a running back that I'm going after right now. I might lower the money just a little bit so we can kind of save some in the long run. Ben Powers at left guard. Our left guard is not good whatsoever, and he's an 81 overall. Bobby Okereke is kind of a safety blanket, but we're competing with the Patriots right now. And Connor McGovern at the center position for 2 years. Not expecting him to last very long. We're just trying to keep him for the time being if we're not able to find a better one in the draft. I am going to go ahead and withdraw this and try to save some money just so I don't completely waste my money. Definitely going to see who ends up coming to the team as everybody decides except for Connor McGovern as we're competing with the New York Giants. But we do get TJ Edwards, David Montgomery, Ben Powers, and Bobby Okereke. Okay, we might have to change up the scheme because it was really more of a one or the other for the middle linebackers because the scheme that they run is only one middle linebacker. It's fine. It's a 4-3. But Connor McGovern is here still. Hasn't decided. He still hasn't decided. And now there's more teams competing with us. I'm not trying to get Odell. I'm really not trying to get Odell. As much as we need wide receivers right now, getting Odell is not ideal. He's still out for 8 weeks. I don't think that he's realistically he's not going to the Panthers. Let's be for real. He is not going to the Panthers whatsoever. I'll let him decide if he ends up coming to us and he ends up coming to us. I couldn't really care less right now just because I could find one in the draft most likely. There is John Michael Schmitz that could be pretty good. Luke Weipler. I mean, we don't even have our picks after. Well, we do have our third round pick, so we could look for something in the third round, but I'm more focused on what the decision is going to be for the first overall pick for the Carolina Panthers right now. You know, there seems to be a lot of speculation around the first pick for the Panthers because of the Anthony Richardson combine situation and Bryce Young supposedly being too small for his position, but I just don't see a world where Bryce Young just doesn't go first overall. I mean, his stats speak for it. A, deep accuracy, A, medium, A, short, A, play action, A, under pressure, A, throw on a run, A, break sack, A, awareness. I mean, you don't really get much better of a quarterback than that. Yes, he is 6 foot. I think he measured in at 5'10" in the combine without shoes. I mean, it's nothing too bad. He might have some difficulty looking over the offensive line, but he was able to do it at Alabama, who has one of the biggest O-lines ever, really. Yeah, I think we're just going to take Bryce Young at the first pick, to be honest with you. Hidden development, 88 throw power, 84 speed, 82 change of direction, 83 agility, 86 acceleration. I really don't see why the Panthers don't take Bryce Young. Yes, Anthony Richardson has a lot of upside, like a Josh Allen type of upside, but just doesn't seem right. Anthony Richardson went in the second round in this draft. That's absurd. But we are at our early second round pick. The Panthers traded their late second round pick. In this draft, we have to go ahead and see if any of our favorites are still here. They are. I was thinking about Kayshawn. He looks solid. He looks like a wide receiver that the Panthers might be willing to take a risk on just because of the fact that he's just he's a rough prospect right now. I mean, he kind of didn't perform well at the combine. He was good at LSU, decent at LSU. I think you could take a chance. I think the Panthers do take a chance on him just to see how he is able to perform alongside Bryce Young. He does have hidden development in the second round, 93 speed, 86 jumping, 88 change of direction, 88 agility, and 92 acceleration. And I think in the third round, we are going to take a center. Luke Weipler has okay blocking stats. They're not the best in the world. He is agile. There is another one. I'm not even going to try to say his name at all. He might look a little better, to be honest with you. I mean, he's a power blocker. I mean, it's almost the same. Just pick your poison. Day 3, round 3 to 4. I'll go ahead and take Luke Weipler. Normal development, I mean, you're not going to win all of them really, but we did need a center. We got a position of need. We do need a defensive tackle too next to Derek Brown. Carl Brooks looks pretty decent in the 4th round. I mean, it's the best that it's going to be in the 4th round, to be honest with you. I don't really see anything else that's worth a pick right now. We have a right guard. We're pretty set at that position. Pretty confident in just getting... Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Carl Brooks. He looks solid. I mean, push come to shove, he's the defensive tackle too. He's not the main starter. And he is normal development. Not the greatest stats in the world. I am looking for another player at the end of the 4th though. So hopefully he is there by the end of the 4th. This looks like a pretty solid left tackle. I mean, his physicals aren't great. He has some good projections. Could pan out. He is a power blocker, so the power blocking hasn't really showed except for the pass block. I think I'm willing to take a chance in the 4th round. The last pick, the last legitimate pick of the draft, 85 strength, 76 acceleration. I mean, he'll be a solid backup, but that's really about it right now. Now, I'm aware that I just signed Bobby Okereke. I know it's not right to just sign him and then trade him. But we don't need him. He's going to be a backup. He's not going to be playing. We're paying him a lot of money to be just having him on the bench. I mean, we could get Joshua Palmer from it. I was more looking at Robert Tonyan because our tight end is not good right now. I mean, he's solid, but it's a temporary solution. One, we could really be looking at somebody like Robert Tonyan who could develop. If he doesn't, then we have a chance to move on from him. Joshua Palmer is also another one that we could have as a wide receiver 1, to be honest, and we get a 4th round pick with it too. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Joshua Palmer. I did think it was going to be Robert Tonyan for a good little bit, but he's a bit older in age. He's older in age, and I don't want to be paying him the money that he would want when I can be drafting a tight end in the future drafts with the picks that I would possibly have. I mean, I don't have a first next year, so I have to worry about that in the 2nd round. But I am going to take Joshua Palmer from the Chargers and send over Bobby Okereke to them. Don't need him. There's no reason to have him right now. And at the start of the first season of the rebuild, you have Bryce Young at QB1, David Montgomery at halfback. That could happen. It could definitely happen in real life. I mean, it just depends on how much the Bears want to keep him after getting DJ Moore. Joshua Palmer is our wide receiver 1. Shanat is wide receiver 2, while Bout is wide receiver 3. Tight end needs some work. The tight end definitely needs some work. I would want Tremble to be the tight end 1 if I was able to move him, but I guess not. Ike Mekwonu is our left tackle. Center's not a position that is very good right now, but we're going to have to deal with it at the moment. Defense looks solid. I mean, defensive tackle needs some work. Brooks is only a 67, which surprisingly he's not the defensive tackle too, which I just moved him to. J.C. Horn, Henderson, Xavier Woods, T.J. Edwards. The linebackers look great. Jeremy Chin just needs to progress. I mean, the team looks solid overall. I don't expect them to be a Super Bowl team immediately, but I do expect them to be solid, just not letting the Bears to have a number 1 pick solid. So I will try to move Kayshawn to the wide receiver 2 position just so he's able to get a little more snaps than Shanat, but we will simulate to the midseason mark and see how this team's doing. Hopefully Bryce Young is able to get a pretty good development trait, but we just have to see. And we go 2-5 at the midseason mark. Breakout QB, don't know why he's breaking out after already having a hit in development. He is currently a superstar, so that means he could be breaking out to be a superstar X Factor. I will simulate to next week after we're all done here looking at the stats to see if Bryce Young is able to get it. But to see what is the issue, 3rd in offensive yards. So it's definitely the defense. Bryce Young is doing his thing on the offensive side. 20th in defensive yards is not going to cut it. 2,000 yards, 14 TDs, and 4 interceptions is fantastic from Bryce Young. David Montgomery has 588 yards and 9 TDs. Bryce Young has 1 rushing touchdown. Okay, that's not bad. Receiving, Joshua Palmer is the leading receiver with 537 and 5 TDs. Terrence Marshall has 479 and 5 TDs. David Montgomery is a 3rd leading receiver. Kayshawn Bout has only had 5 receptions the entire season, so that doesn't help us at all. Defense, the issue of the team. Shaq Thompson has the most tackles. TFL's Brian Burns has the most with 8. Derek Brown has 7, and Luvu has 5 sacks. Luvu has the most with 5. Brian Burns has 3.5, and Derek Brown has 2.5. And interceptions, CJ Henderson has 1 interception, and Xavier Woods has 1. Definitely are looking for a free safety in the next draft, tight end. I mean, really anything that's available for us at the positions that we're at. We do have to look at the players ready to negotiate. Brian Burns, 25 years old, does want to stay on the team. We have 95 mil, and we have a lot of players. We have a lot of players going into free agency possibly. Shaq Thompson is somebody that we might have to let walk just because he is 29. Not money that we want to spend. Not money that we want to spend right now. Jeremy Chin is somebody that you want to keep. I mean, Frankie Luvu, Jeremy Chin, Derek Brown, and Brian Burns are all players that you're looking to re-sign. I mean, you might just want to keep him for 4 years, to be honest. Make sure that he stays. This offer's perfect, so we get to keep Brian Burns for the long term. Now you look at Derek Brown, whose expected value is 14.8. He doesn't really want to stay here that much. Try to give him 4 years. I'm excited to sign such a great offer, so we do get Derek Brown back. 59 mil to spare. Jeremy Chin is next, though. We're going to go ahead and sign him. You need to do more to convince me this team is right for my future. So Jeremy Chin is not too convinced on coming back. We will try to get Frankie Luvu, though. Try to see if he's able to come back, and he does come back. So we keep our left outside linebacker of the future. We will simulate to next week to see if Bryce Young's able to get it. And Bryce Young is not able to get Superstar X Factor. So we will have to simulate to the end of the season and see how we're able to finish off. We are now 2-6, so not the best outcome right now. Whoa. We come back and have a 10-7 record. We went 8-1 after that last week that we simulated. We picked it up. Bryce Young, 13th in offensive yards, so it must have been the defense that really picked it up. 16th in defensive yards, so we're middle of the pack. 4,400 yards, 31 TDs, and 10 interceptions. Bryce Young is having almost an MVP season in his first season. 1,500 yards and 15 TDs for David Montgomery. Only 1 fumble. Uncomparable to his normal stuff. Deontay Foreman had 6 TDs. Bryce Young had 2. Okay, receiving. Joshua Palmer is the leading receiver, 970 and 9 TDs. Terrence Marshall Jr. has 895 and 9 TDs. Shanat has 4 TDs. I think Shanat has to go. You have to give Kayshawn his reps. It just really depends, to be honest with you. Shaq Thompson is the leading tackler with 134. TFLs, 17 by Brian Burns, 16 by Luvu, 16 by Derek Brown. Sacks. Luvu had 10, Brian Burns had 9.5, and Derek Brown had 7. And picks, JC Horn ended up getting 3 after that midseason mark. Xavier Woods with 1, and CJ Henderson with 1. So we finished off the season strong. We are now in the playoffs, giving the Bears a bad first-round pick at that. And now we have to face the Dallas Cowboys in the first round. Let's go ahead and see if there was any development upgrades from where we were before. No, not really. Kayshawn still hasn't gotten enough to fully develop his. I really want to get Tremble in here, but I guess not. Still the same. Whoa. Oh, he was injured. Okay, so we have our cornerback back. That's what probably happened. He was probably injured and ended up coming back. I didn't even realize that he wasn't in there. But now we have to go in and face the Dallas Cowboys in the first round. We're just hoping for the best right now. We're not pushing too much for a Super Bowl, but if it happens, we'll be happy about it. Right, and the Dallas Cowboys do start off with the ball and are... Ooh, we almost were able to stop them, but they do convert on 3rd down and are getting into the red zone right now as they move closer to the touchdown and end up getting a touchdown to make it a 7-0 game right now as we immediately get locked up as Bryce Young gets sacked for 10 yards and we have to punt it away back to the Cowboys. This might be ugly. This might be an ugly game as we did make the wild card. We stop them for a field goal. Graham Gano is on the Dallas Cowboys now, and we immediately lose yards on a sack. 3rd and 4 though, but we finally convert on 3rd down. We're trying to get some points up on the board as we get a big touchdown by Terrence Marshall Jr. He's been having a good season. We just need to be able to stop them. 3rd and 10, and they convert on 3rd down, and they are moving downfield, but throw an interception to Jeremy Chin. Put us at the 49 as we get a 29-yard gain by Joshua Palmer, a big addition in that Bobby Okereke trade as we're in the red zone and we get the touchdown with Terrence Marshall and make us have the first lead of the game. And we are going to stop them on their drive right now. They have Tank Bigsby on the Dallas Cowboys. David Montgomery gets a big reception. He gets another big reception. Terrence Marshall gets a 16-yard reception, but we throw a pick to Jordan Lewis. 14-10. They get sacked by Shaq Thompson. A minute 30 left in the half as they punt it away. I thought it was third down. 3rd and 8 with a big rush by David Montgomery as we convert on third down to Joshua Palmer. We're trying to get past the midfield mark. Pass is thrown away. Only 5 yards on that pass by Ian Thomas. Punt it back to the Dallas Cowboys with 40 seconds left on the clock, and they are moving downfield. 3 seconds left. They're at the 43 because Brian Burns sacked Dak Prescott. They could not make the field goal as we do lock them up before the half, and we do get the ball at halftime. 3rd and 4. We do convert on third down to David Montgomery for a big pass, and he got a big rush right after that. A 55-yard rush. Ooh. Third quarter, we're starting off hot. We are up by 11 right now. We just have to lock up the Cowboys as we do. 4th and 1. And they punt it back to us, and we are just trying to keep the ball as secure as possible as we convert on third down. Terrence Marshall Jr. with an 18-yard reception. A negative 2-yard rush by Deontay Foreman. That is why we signed David Montgomery. Joshua Palmer with a 22-yard reception. And a big penalty by Trayvon Diggs. Possibly a pass interference penalty at that. 2nd down, 3rd down. Can we convert on 3rd? And we do. We're in 1st and goal range with 9-yard reception by Deontay Foreman. And we're getting closer and closer to the end zone, and we are able to get the touchdown to extend it to an 18-point lead. 28-10 against the Dallas Cowboys. We are possibly about to upset the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. They came in thinking that they're going to win this easily as the left guard gets them a 10-yard penalty to put them back at the 36, and they're back at the 28 with an Ezekiel Elliott rush. And they get a big reception by Michael Gallup, putting them at the 2, and they end up getting the touchdown before the end of the third quarter by Dalton Schultz. 28-17 game. We just have to be able to handle the ball as we get the first down of the drive, another first down, but we get sacked by Micah Parsons. This defense is what we were worried about. 4th and 17, and DeMarcus Lawrence sacks Bryce Young once again. A touchback by the punt, and they immediately get a 10-yard penalty on Zach Martin. And another penalty on the center, their new center, Tyler Biadasz. 3rd and 22 with the 3-yard rush by Ezekiel Elliott, and they try to get the first but are not able to. Dalton Schultz only gets 13 yards. He needed a little more than that, and they go for it on 4th down and pass it to Michael Gallup for 29 yards. Our defense is in shambles right now as they get their field goal blocked. 3 minutes left in the game, and we get a 15-yard penalty on the left outside linebacker, possibly roughing the passer. They need to be able to put that as part of the screen. David Montgomery gets an 8-yard rush. We're getting closer and closer to the end zone. Another penalty on Malik Hooker, the free safety, but now we get a negative 3-yard rush, putting us at the 10. 2nd and goal. 3rd and goal. A 6-yard rush by Deontay Foreman, and we're at the 1. 4th and goal. We're just going to probably take the field goal, but we go for it and get the 1-yard rush by Deontay Foreman for the touchdown. Don't know where David Montgomery is, but I'm sure they're splitting their reps right now. 35-17 with a minute 40 left in the game. They get sacked by Brian Burns, and another sack by Frankie Louvu. A minute 15 left, and they are not able to do anything as we get the ball back and start kneeling. And we are just going to run out the clock. 4th and 2, and that is the end of the wild card round. And the Panthers win the wild card round against the Dallas Cowboys. I would not be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys were able to choke this game if this was a situation, to be honest with you. And now we have to be facing the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round. They are 12-5. I'm surprised we even got past the wild card. But if we're able to make a deep push this playoffs, I would be pleasantly surprised. As we do start off with the ball and immediately lose yards, but get a 29-yard reception by Laviska Shenault. We are past the 50-yard mark. 3rd and 5. We do convert to Laviska Shenault again. Second and 8, another conversion, and we're in the red zone with Joshua Palmer getting a 14-yard reception. We get the first touchdown of the day with David Montgomery getting a 13-yard touchdown. Wow, we are on fire this season. 3rd and 4, they do convert. Our defense is trying their best, and they try great enough because they got a 10-yard penalty on Drake Brendahl, the center, and they have to punt it back to us. Wow. Christian McCaffrey and all on the 49ers offense, and they're not able to do anything as we get 3 and out on that drive, but put them at the 5. They do get a big rush off the rip, and Deebo Samuel gets a reception for 13 yards. The 49ers offense seems to be in their element right now. Christian McCaffrey with a 55-yard rush for the touchdown, tying up the game. Start of the second quarter, and the Panthers are as hot as the 49ers are right now as we do get into the red zone, 3rd and inches, and we are able to get the touchdown with David Montgomery once again with a rush on 3rd down, surprisingly. And the 49ers throw a pick to Dante Jackson, putting us now at the 7 because Laviska Shenault got a 14-yard reception, and they immediately get a touchdown right after. It is a 21-7 game, and the 49ers convert on 3rd down. I was about to say seem to be in shambles, but they do get a big rush by Deebo Samuel for the touchdown, making it only a touchdown game. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, and the Panthers are not giving up on this lead. They want to get their lead back as they convert on 3rd down. Joshua Palmer with 26 yards on that reception. 2nd and 10, 1st and 10 at the 12 as they are able to get another touchdown. Terrence Marshall Jr. with a 12-yard reception. It is a 14-point game right before the half as our defense completely locks down the 49ers and Brock Purdy as we're looking for more points before the end of the half. 50 seconds left, and they get another touchdown by Ian Thomas. 35-14 right before the half, and the 49ers are not happy about it as they do get a big reception and another one to put them at the 20 with George Kittle. 30 seconds left on the clock. They're at the 14. 27 seconds. They get sacked by our right end. I'm not even going to say his name. And the field goal is good. They settle for the field goal 35-17 as we get sacked on the first play. 18 seconds left. We just wanted to run out the clock. We are up by 2 touchdowns now, though. And we just have to play some decent defense to avoid them getting too hot. 35-24 now. We're up by 11. Still a 2-score game, and we're just rushing the ball as much as possible to be able to hold on to the lead as we do have to punt it, put them at the 11. The 49ers are slowly moving downfield once again as they get a big penalty and then get another penalty on J.C. Horn, putting them at the 4. And they get a negative yard rush. Deebo gets back those yards. And they still haven't been able to get the touchdown. 4th and goal, and they have to settle for another field goal, officially making it a 1-touchdown game. And we are simply not able to do much, and we convert on 3rd down. We are trying to keep this lead right now as we get into the red zone. 11-yard, and they get another touchdown. They are making the 49ers look like they do not deserve to be here, being a 12-5 team, and they throw a pick to Xavier Woods, the free safety, and now they are just trying to chew the clock, I would think. I mean, it's the 4th quarter, you're up by 2 touchdowns, and they go and get another field goal. 45-27 game. The 49ers have to do something miraculous in order to get back into this game, and they are not able to convert, but they do convert on 4th down to Brandon Ayuk. 3rd and 7, 1st and 10. They are slowly getting into range, but the center gets another penalty. 3rd and 3, 4th and 3, and they get the touchdown on 4th down to George Kittle. 45-34 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. For some reason, we're already at midfield. 2nd and 5, 3rd and inches. 1st and 10. We are just trying to run out the clock. 2nd and 11, 3rd and 9, and we just settle for that and run out the clock completely. I did not realize that. And the Panthers move on to the NFC Conference Championship. Wow. We went from basically being a top 10 team in the draft to being a top 10 team in the playoffs. And in the NFC Conference Championship, we have to face the New Orleans Saints. 11-6, Marshawn Lattimore is still on the team. I am still surprised that we're even here right now, to be honest with you. And in the NFC Conference Championship, we do start off with the ball. We have to start off hot. 2nd and 9, 3rd and 3, and we throw a pick on the first drive to Marshawn Lattimore. 3rd and 11, we're able to stop them, and they try to... Oh, they missed the field goal, and that just helped us tremendously, but we throw a pick again to Marcus May. We're just trying to give him a touchdown at this point, as they are able to get the first touchdown of the day. Bryce Young, it just didn't come to play. He has not come to play just yet. They convert on 3rd down, get a big reception by Ian Thomas to put us in the red zone right now, as 3rd and 10 at the 12, and they're not able to do anything with it. They have to take the field goal. 7-3. Our defense has to show up against the Saints, because clearly the first 2 picks are not a good sign, as we do have the ball. Don't know how that happened. 4th and 15 though, so it doesn't matter. We get 3 and out, and the Saints have the ball once again. 2nd and 4, 1st and 10. They just seem to keep converting. 4th and 6, and they have to punt it right back to us. We have to be able to do something with this, as our defense is doing all they can to help us. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 13 at the 43. They're able to get us into field goal range, hopefully making the field goal. As we do, we make it a 1-point game, 7-6. The Saints seem to be able to go downfield, and they do convert on 3rd down to Chris Olave. 2nd and 20. They get back to 3rd and 7, 4th and 7, and they go for the field goal and make it. Matthew Wright making a 47-yard field goal, as 3rd and 8 comes to us, and we are able to get the first down. Madden is tweaking right now. Joshua Palmer with a 9-yard reception. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and we were not able to convert, and we punted away. 23 seconds left in the second quarter, as they're able to get a big reception. Taylor Heineke is the Saints starting QB, and that runs out the time in the first half, as the Saints start off with the ball and get sacked on the first play. 3rd and 16, 4th and 11. Taylor Heineke, a 5-yard rush, and a penalty on J.C. Horn gets them. It didn't get them the first. Okay, Joshua Palmer with a 13-yard reception. We're trying to get something going, as Terrence Marshall, whenever his contract is up, we have to re-sign him, because he is a big factor on this team. 13-10. We have to do anything to stop the Saints right now, as they get past midfield and are getting into the red zone right now with a Chris Olave reception. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 19 with a sack by Frankie Louvu. 4th and 22 with a negative 3-yard rush by Alvin Kamara, and they have to take the field goal and tie up the game. We have to be able to take back this lead with a minute 30 left in the quarter. 1st and 15, 1st and 10, 2nd and 12, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 17 because of a penalty on Igam Ekwonu. Our left tackle, our superstar left tackle at that, puts us back into field goal range, possibly taking the field goal, and we do. 16-3 at the start of the fourth quarter. The Saints have the ball. They are looking to go downfield and tying it up, but they end up punting it back to us, and this gives us a shot to take the lead where they cannot touch it if we're able to get the touchdown. 16-13, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the quarter, as it is a first down. 2nd and 7, 1st and 10 with another big rush. Chuba Hubbard is having a day right now. 3rd and 3. Oh my goodness, we are just making them burn. Bryce Young kneels, a 6-yard rush by Chuba Hubbard, and we're able to get the touchdown with Bryce Young and basically putting the dagger into the Saints right now, but they are getting downfield as fast as possible. 18 seconds left though, 10 seconds. They would really have to get this onside kick and do something with it, as they are not able to get it, and Bryce Young kneels for the last time, sending us to the Super Bowl. Whoa. The Carolina Panthers are going to the Super Bowl. And now we have to face the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm surprised we're even here. I keep getting more and more surprised. But this defense, this team is showing out right now. We could possibly get a Super Bowl, but that means that's not going to mean that's the end of this. I will extend this and see if we can go back-to-back, maybe even three-peat at that point. But we will have to see if we're even able to get today's matchup against Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, and Travis Kelce. As the Kansas City Chiefs do start off with the ball in Vegas, and we're trying to stop them in any way, shape, or form, as they are able to get downfield pretty easily and get the first touchdown of the day. But it looks like we're trying to answer back in a similar way. 4th and 4, though, at the 41, and we go for it in the Super Bowl to Joshua Palmer and convert. We're getting closer and closer to a touchdown. 3rd and 5, and we do get the touchdown with Terrence Marshall. 7-7. It is a tie game in the Super Bowl as Patrick Mahomes gets sacked by Derek Brown. CJ Henderson knocks away the pass and makes them punt it to us, and we're only at the 46 right now. 48 because of Terrence Marshall. 3rd and 1, we are able to convert, and now we're getting into the red zone. 3rd and inches, 4th and inches, and we're able to convert. I'm glad we were, because that would have been a waste of points. 2nd and 3, 3rd and 3, 1st and goal, and we are able to get the touchdown with Tommy Tremble getting a 3-yard rush. He is our fullback. I completely forgot that. 14-7, and an interception by Xavier Woods. This team has all the momentum right now as they are able to get another touchdown. It is 21-7 against the Kansas City Chiefs as they get a 75-yard touchdown by MVS. That just completely ruined the momentum for the Panthers right now. Yep, you can see it. You can see it. That just turned the tide completely. A 3-and-out. And we're trying to stop them too. 4th and 4, our defenses are showing up right now. And we get a big reception. We're across midfield right now. 4th and 1. And they end up taking the field goal and making it a 10-point game. I'm surprised that the kicker was able to make that. That was a pretty far field goal. As the Kansas City Chiefs are moving downfield, as a 10-yard penalty on the right tackle knocks them back, but it doesn't matter because Mecole Hardman gets a 28-yard reception, and they are getting close to a touchdown at the 6-yard line. 30 seconds left, and they get sacked by the right end, make it 4th and goal at the 10, and they just take the field goal, making it a touchdown game right now. I think we get ball at half, if I'm not mistaken. 17 seconds left. We just ran out the clock. We do get ball at half. We just have to be able to do something with it, and they stop us on the first drive, but we put them at the 8, but it does not matter much because they immediately get a first down, and then we put them in their place, making them punt it back to us, and Keyshawn Bout is able to take it for 14 yards on the punt. 2nd and 3, 3rd and 6, and we just get stopped once again, putting them in a bad range for them, but they get out of it very quickly. Patrick Mahomes gets sacked by Brian Burns, and they have to punt it back to us. We're trying to get closer to field goal range to give us a 10-point lead again, as we are able to get there. 1st and goal with the 26-yard reception by Laviska Shenault, and it is now a 31-17 game. That penalty confused me. 38 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and they are just not able to do anything against us. 4th and 4, and they go for it and convert. The Chiefs might have some momentum off of that, and they are able to get into the red zone and able to get another touchdown to only make it a touchdown game. All they have to do is turn the ball over. An interception by Snead, and they immediately get a touchdown. We have to be able to hold on to the ball. 3rd and 8, we convert on 3rd down. We are trying not to let the pressure make us crack right now, as we are possibly in field goal range. 4th and 5 now, and we miss the field goal, putting them in prime position. 4th and inches, and they try to go for it, but turn the ball over to us. We are about to get into field goal range if we're able to do something on 3rd and 10. And only get to the 40. It is 4th and 7. And they missed a field goal again. An incomplete pass. A rush by Clyde Edwards. We have to be able to stop them. 3rd and 6. 4th and 2. And they take the field goal, making it a 3-point game. 23 seconds left on the clock. 17 seconds now. 15 seconds. Laviska Shenault. 8 seconds. A 7-yard rush. This is difficult. 3rd and 13, and we lose by 3 in the Super Bowl to Patrick Mahomes. I can feel the Philadelphia Eagles fans' pain right now. Oh my gosh, that hurts. We were so close. We were up by 2 touchdowns at one point. This is quite literally what happened to the Philadelphia Eagles. That is so unfortunate. And unfortunately for us, we lose the Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes gets Super Bowl MVP. Bijan Robinson going to the Dolphins. I would love to see that, but we did just get Jalen Ramsey, so I'm not too worried about that right now. Chris Godwin wins Offensive Player of the Year. That's an interesting one. None of our players won any awards. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to finish it off in the Super Bowl, but that shows some bright signs for the future, as we do have to re-sign some players. It makes you think now if we probably need Shaq Thompson back. I mean, as much as he is on the older side, you have a pretty set position right now. 80 mil. Jeremy Chin did refuse the last trade or last contract. Almost forgot how to talk. I think I'm going to re-sign all of these players right here. They all made a good impact for us. Player friendly. He wants to stay here. I'm excited to sign such a great offer. Okay. It's the same thing that we offered him before. I don't know why he didn't accept it before. It's a good offer. We keep Shaq Thompson. Not an excessive amount, but an amount that we need. Laviska Shenault is here. Do want to keep him for this foreseeable future. He wants to stay on the team, so we do end up keeping him. CJ Henderson, though, a solid cornerback for us. We want to keep him. I think free agency will be better in the long run. All right. He doesn't want to stay, and that is 22 mil that I'm not trying to pay in a franchise tag. Yetur Gross-Matos is a player that we're trying to keep at right end. It's difficult to find good ones. Thanks for the offer, but I'm just not interested in signing. We will try to sign those 2 in free agency anyways. All right. And the 4 signings that we're going after right now, originally I was trying to go for Lindstrom. Taking too much money. We have a solid line right now. I'm not too worried about it. But we are trying to get T. Higgins, Antoine Winfield, Jeff Okudah, because CJ Henderson is getting a massive deal from the Kansas City Chiefs all of a sudden. And Yetur Gross-Matos, trying to get him on a solid deal for us. We are going to see if we're able to get all of these players on the team, as Antoine Winfield is the only one left that hasn't decided, but all the others have decided to come to the team, which is great additions for us right now. We are going to see that if Antoine Winfield ends up coming to us, and he doesn't, he went to the Cowboys for less money. And I think the last 2 that I'm trying to get right now, if they do pop up, the center, Tyler Biadasz and Fletcher Cox right now. Fletcher Cox is just going to be a defense tackle too. To be honest with you, we're trying to get him on a good deal. He's waiting for other deals, but I don't think he's going to get it. Biadasz ends up going to another team. That does not help us at all. That is so unfortunate. I'm sure Fletcher Cox is going to end up coming to the team. We have to be able to see if we're able to find any centers in this draft. And since we had the first pick in the last draft, now the Bears have the first pick. That's possibly their own, to be honest with you. And we have to simulate to our pick. Since we were in the Super Bowl, we are the 31st pick in the 2nd round. Trying to get something out of this draft right now that isn't going to be complete garbage. The tight end is still here. I think I'm going to take a chance on this guy right here. Courtney Freeman looks absolutely amazing. His projections are good. His agility is elite. He performed very well at the Combine and Pro Day. I mean, you can't just let this man pass. I mean, he's a possession tight end. Could be the next Antonio Gates at this point. Courtney Freeman in the 2nd round. Hidden development, 82 acceleration, 90 agility, 80 change of direction, 80 jumping, 82 speed, 77 strength. An absolute monster. Oh my goodness, this fullback is insane. Matthew Peoples, a utility archetype out of TCU. I thought his skills weren't going to be good, but his physicals are insane. Almost elite everything, solid change direction and strength, but everything else is just off the charts. I have to get this fullback. He's like Larry Zonka 2.0. He's normal development, but I think he's going to be insane. And in round 4, we're going to end up getting the center that's supposed to go in day 3. We're giving a chance on somebody that I recognized before. I mean, it's a center. We're going to keep trying to shoot for these. Michael Dunn is not in development. He's not the greatest stats either, but it was worth a try to see if he got something. And at the start of season 2 of the rebuild, We went to the Super Bowl in season 1 for some reason. Freeman is a 76, and we got him in the second round. Our team is going to be pretty good for the foreseeable future. T. Higgins, Joshua Palmer, Shanad Jr., Terrence Marshall, and Keyshawn Bout, all 77 and above right now. Our line looks pretty decent. I mean, Weipler just has to develop. David Montgomery is a superstar now because he's on the team. Derek Brown is up to a superstar. Overall, the team is pretty good. I mean, we might have to be looking at a right outside linebacker pretty soon just because Shaq Thompson is getting up there in age. But I like what I see. I definitely like what I see. Jeff Okudah is a CB3 in replacement of CJ Henderson. Defensive tackle 2 is really the only position that I'm concerned about, but it's not really much of a concern either. So we will simulate to the midseason mark, see how this team does, and see if we're able to keep the same energy as we did last season. And at the midseason mark, the Carolina Panthers are 4-3. Not bad. We'll go ahead and start off by looking at what players are ready to negotiate right now, just to see if there's any big names. J.C. Horn is up for a contract. Our right guard is also up for a contract, and so is Dante Jackson, who has been a solid player for us. Joshua Palmer is also up. Johnny Hecker, Xavier Woods. I think we're just really looking to keep all these players right now. I wouldn't imagine that we're going to be spending too much in free agencies just because of the team that we have currently. I mean, Dante Jackson only wants a 1-year deal. Austin Corbett wants to stay for another 2 years. J.C. Horn wants a 5-year deal. That's going to be the biggest one, honestly, out of all of these. Joshua Palmer wants a 2-year deal. I will sign these guys when I come back to it, but we have to see what is going on with the team as we look at the roster to see if anybody has developed at all. Freeman is a star. I expect him to go higher than a star at some point because he started at such a high overall right now. Everybody still basically looks the same. We just have to see what the issue is. Maybe we're still middle of the pack, and that means that we're 4-3 at this point. But the offense is 12th in the league, and the defense is 10th in the league. So we're basically top 10. Bryce Young is off to a slow start. He has 1,700 yards, 12 TDs, and 5 interceptions. Rushing, David Montgomery has 600 yards and 5 TDs. Chuba Hubbard has some of the receptions right now. I just thought about trading him, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a likelihood. I mean, why would we keep Chuba Hubbard if he's gonna be taking up spots that he's not supposed to? I mean, is Deontay Foreman still on the team? Did he retire? I think Deontay Foreman retired. But Laviska Shenault is our leading receiver with 402 TDs. T. Higgins with 388 and 4 TDs. Joshua Palmer 351 and 1. DJ Edwards is our leading tackler. TFLs, Shaq Thompson with 6, Brian Burns with 5, and Derek Brown with 3. And sacks, Brian Burns had 6. Derek Brown has 3.5, and Frankie Louvu has 3.5. And picks, Shaq Thompson has 1, TJ Edwards has 1, Jeff Okudah has 1, Xavier Woods has 1, Dante Jackson has 1, and so does Jeremy Chin. An overall decent team right now. I think we could definitely make another push for the playoffs, if I'm being honest with you. Austin Corbett does not want to come back right now at this point of the season. Dante Jackson on the 1-year deal is something that we're looking for, maybe 2 years. Player friendly, this is exactly the offer I was looking to get. I'm going to give him a player-friendly deal right now. Okay, so we're going to give him a very player-friendly deal at the end of the season. Johnny Hecker is up for a contract. Go ahead and try to sign him. Need a bigger offer. Okay, we are struggling right now. Palmer, the player that we traded for. Okay, another one bites the dust. And Xavier Woods is here. Terrence Marshall, I definitely want to keep. I just hope that he ends up signing. Need a bigger offer. Okay. All right. We are not doing great right now. All right. We officially sent our 2nd round pick to the Bears. So now we can finally try to get something out of the halfbacks that we have on our team right now. All right. We are sending Chuba Hubbard a 4th round pick and a 5th round pick for the Bears' 1st round pick. That's supposedly the 30th overall pick. So low value right now. I'm sure that they're not going to be doing too great by the end of the season. I don't think they have a lot of great players. I mean, they do, but Justin Fields is not developing on their team. They have Gus Edwards on their team too, so it could be good for them. I mean, I just don't need Chuba Hubbard, and for some reason they want another one on top of the 2 running backs that they already have. I got a first-round pick out of it, so I don't really care at all. I think I'm going to keep Xavier Rhodes for the time being, see if I'm able to sign him in free agency, but we got rid of Chuba Hubbard, who was going to take up cap that we just didn't really need to be spending. So we will simulate to the end of the season, hope that we end up making the playoffs after a 4-3 record. And we do end up making the playoffs. It seems like barely, because we faced the Bucks in the last week and ended up beating them for the 1 spot of the NFC South, but we are facing the Philadelphia Eagles in this round. But we have to go ahead and see how our roster is looking, see if anybody developed at all. Freeman is still a star. Peoples is a 67, but I expect him to go up because his stats or his physicals were just too insane to ignore. Keyshawn Bout, Terrence Marshall might have to get on the move, to be honest with you. I mean, he's not being used now. Is this... I was about to say, ain't no way that's Steve Smith. But the defense, basically the same as well. Jeff Okudah is developing. He could develop very nicely in this defense, but we have to go ahead and see what the stats look like after we finish 10-7 on the season, as the offense were 9th in offensive yards, and the defense was 4th. So the defense definitely picked it up. Bryce Young, 4,600 yards, 37 TDs, and 13 interceptions rushing. David Montgomery had 1,572 and 11 TDs. This is a auto-generator person, so it doesn't really matter. Receiving, T. Higgins had 1,068 and 9 TDs. Laviska Shenault had 975 and 9 TDs. He just seems to be getting the yards. 936 for Joshua Palmer and 5 TDs. David Montgomery had more receiving yards than Courtney Freeman with 750 and 5 TDs. That's insane. The defense, TJ Edwards was our leading tackler, as Brian Burns only had 11 TFLs this year. Shaq Thompson had 9 and Derek Brown had 9. 15 sacks on the year for Brian Burns, though, so he made up for the loss of TFLs. Derek Brown had 8.5. Louvu had 7.5, and that is really about it. Right now, we have to go into a matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card and hope that we're able to do the same thing that we did last season. And the Philadelphia Eagles do start off with the ball and almost get 3 and out, as Michael Thomas gets the 3rd down conversion, but we stop him at 4th and 4. Ryan Tannehill is the starting quarterback for the Eagles. Looks like Jalen Hurts left as we're trying to get started, but we get a quick 3 and out, and we have to punt it back to the Eagles as we do the same to them. And we're trying to start off the momentum right now as we are making our way, but end up getting to 4th down, 4th and 5, putting them at the 19, 3rd and 4. They convert on 3rd down, 3rd and inches, and we get a TFL on Kenneth Gainwell, as Bryce Young needs to show up today. He needs to start off the playoffs well. 2nd and 3, 1st and 10 at the start of the 2nd quarter, as David Montgomery is just running all over this defense right now. Laviska Shenault with the 15-yard reception, as we're getting into scoring range right now with a 5-yard penalty to Ika Mekwonu. Another loss with Josh Sweat sacking Bryce Young. We try to get back with Courtney Freeman and 9 yards, but we end up just taking the field goal. 3-0, first lead of the day. Wow. A big reception by the Eagles as they get stopped and missed a 58-yard field goal with Matt Gay. And we start off with great field position, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 9 because of a penalty, and we're able to convert anyways. T. Higgins with a 17-yard reception, 2nd and 8, 3rd and 1, 4th and 5, and we have to stick with another field goal, making it a 6-0 game. And the Eagles are trying to do anything in their power, but 4th and 1, and they end up punting it because they're not trying to risk it in the 2nd quarter, but we still get back to where they were. 2nd and 10, we get another big reception by Courtney Freeman. He is showing out right now. 2nd and 10, and a 10-yard penalty on Ika Mekwonu. Come on, dude. 12 seconds, and we get the touchdown with Laviska Shenault, 27 yards, make it a 13-0 game. 10 seconds left on the clock, and the Eagles are just not able to do anything before the end of the half, and we start off with the ball, and we could definitely just put the dagger into them right now. 1st and 10 in the red zone, and we get another touchdown on the day and go for the 2-point conversion to make it a 21-0 game. And the Eagles are trying to do anything to stay into this, but they cannot. 4th and 14, and they end up punting it away back to us. 3rd quarter, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. We're getting locked down right now. 4th and 10. Bryce Young gets the pass knocked away, but we put him at the 6. And the Philadelphia Eagles are trying to do anything to score at least one touchdown as they get past midfield and get an A.J. Brown touchdown. The old reliable for the Eagles right now. 17 seconds left in the third quarter. We run it out. Fourth quarter now. We're trying to just keep this lead and go into the divisional round. 3rd and 12, and we were not able to convert and just take the field goal, making it a 17-point game, and the Eagles just cannot do anything and end up converting on 4th down, but immediately get sacked by Derek Brown and get another conversion by A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is having a day right now. 4th and 5, and they convert once again. 4th and 6, and they convert again, and they're getting into touchdown range and end up getting it. It is a 24-14 game with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We just have to chew the clock. We just have to be able to chew the clock, and it seems like we're going to do just that as the Panthers are going to be able to go on to the divisional round and beat the Philadelphia Eagles, who lost Jalen Hurts in free agency this offseason. And the 49ers are now 8-9. They possibly lost some of their defense. Don't know how they made it to the divisional round. Must have been a weak NFC conference for them to be getting the wild card spot. But we are going into this game hoping that we... Oh, they probably lost Brandon Ayuk. That's probably what happened. But we do have to go into this game and try to win to move on to the NFC Conference Championship. And we do start off with the ball and end up getting a big reception off of the first drive, 3rd and 7, and convert with Joshua Palmer just barely. 2nd and 4, 3rd and 4. Ooh. Pass is thrown away, and we go for it with our fullback, our rookie fullback, 2nd and 2. And we're just getting downfield right now as we do get the first touchdown of the day, 7-0 against the 49ers. 3rd and 4, they end up converting and are getting to the midfield mark and end up getting sacked by Derek Brown. And 4th and 19 comes, and they have to punt it right back to us. We can make it a 2-touchdown game right now if we're able to do anything here, and we're not. 4th and 6, and we punt it right back to them, put them at the 5. They get a loss of 2 because of a penalty on the right guard and end up with a negative 2-yard rush at the 1. Almost get a safety. 3rd and 11, 4th and 8, and they have to punt it. That was too risky for them. We get right back into the red zone, though, and a 15-yard penalty on their strong safety. I forgot how to say his name. 2nd and goal, and we do get a touchdown with the 1-yard rush by the backup. 14-0. The 49ers are trying to do anything to come back into this game right now as they are able to get into field goal range and get to the 4-yard line, get sacked, or a 5-yard penalty on the left guard, and then a 10-yard penalty on the left guard. He is not doing them any good right now. 3rd and goal, and they end up getting the touchdown anyways, regardless of the 2 penalties that they got. Debo helps them out. A 15-yard penalty on the right outside linebacker, Dre Greenlaw. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, and we just get stopped completely on that. Second quarter, 2 minutes left in the first half, and we stop them on their drive as well. 4th and 2, a big reception by us. 3rd and 5, we're able to convert and get past midfield. 3rd and 9 because we got sacked by Rasheem Green and just completely get stopped on this drive. 14-7, 30 seconds left in the second quarter. We have to just be able to stop them from getting any points whatsoever. 29 seconds left on the clock. They're almost in field goal range, and they throw a pick to Jeremy Chin right before the end of the half. We could possibly do something with it, but I don't think that's what they're planning to do. They just run out the clock. 14-7, and the 49ers start off with the ball. 3rd and 12, and they get a big reception, probably by Debo Samuel there, and they end up getting the field goal with B.T. Potter. Must be an auto-generated kicker right now. 3rd and 1. 1st and 10. We're trying to get downfield slowly but surely. 4th and 8. Bryce Young throws a pass away. It is 14-10. We are up right now. 3rd and 2. We didn't stop them. They're getting downfield as they please. They're in the red zone, and they could possibly be going for the touchdown. 4th and 10, though, and they just take the field goal, making it a 1-point game. 14-3, the Panthers are up. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, and they get a big reception by Joshua Palmer with a 25-yard pass. And we are in field goal range and end up getting the touchdown by Laviska Shenault, a 33-yard touchdown. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game, and all we have to do is be able to hold the San Francisco 49ers offense to nothing, 4th and inches, and they end up going for it with Kyle Juszczyk, and they're getting into field goal range once again, but throw a pick to Dante Jackson. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. We're just trying to run out the clock right now as much as possible. 2nd and 16, but it's penalty on the center. Almost cost us, but Joshua Palmer gets a 15-yard reception, and we were not able to get the first down on 4th and 11, but we get the field goal regardless, making it an 11-point game, almost out of reach for the 49ers if they're not able to get a touchdown very soon, as they are at the 25 with a minute 20 to go, and they do end up getting a field goal, so it is an 8-point game, and they have to be able to stop us in some way, shape, or form, and are not able to as we get the first down, and we're going to run out the clock and win the divisional round and move on to the NFC Conference Championship, giving us another chance to go to the Super Bowl and possibly win it all. And in the NFC Conference Championship, we're facing the Green Bay Packers, possibly without Aaron Rodgers on their team. I don't think they would have Aaron Rodgers on the team. He seems a bit too old, and he's not. They do have a new middle linebacker, though. Oh my goodness, I completely zoned out, and Aaron Jones gets a 67-yard rush on the first drive, making it a 7-0 game. Carolina Panthers are trying to answer back in a big way as well, as we are getting some big plays and only get a field goal to answer back. 7-3. The Packers are going downfield as they please right now, but end up punting it back to us. So we have a chance to do something with it. But a pick by TJ Edwards gets us the ball back. And a pass interference by Jair Alexander puts us at the 40-something. But then we get a 10-yard penalty on our tight end. 2nd and 15, 3rd and 4, and we're able to get the first down regardless. We're getting into touchdown range right now, and are at the 1, 2nd and goal, and end up getting the touchdown with a 0-yard touchdown to Joshua Palmer. Okay, 10-7. The Packers are down by 3 against us. 4th and 2, and they end up punting it to us, but we're at the 6. 3rd and 5, and we end up converting regardless. We are going downfield as we please right now. Tommy Tremble with the 29-yard reception, and we end up getting a touchdown, making it a 17-7 game after a big start by the Green Bay Packers. They seems to have staled off right now. 4th and 3, and they have to punt it once again. We have to be able to capitalize on this, but we're not able to. 4th and 4, and we have to punt it right back to them, and they just get completely stopped again. The defenses are showing out right now. 1st and 10, we're in field goal range. Laviska Shenault gets a 24-yard reception, and then we get another touchdown by Joshua Palmer right before the end of the half. 39 seconds left on the clock. 4th and 1. Aaron Jones, and they end up punting it before the end of the half. 3rd and 6, and we run out the clock, but we do get the ball at the start of the second half, and we are trying to just put them away, but we cannot. 4th and 16. We punt it back to them, then the Packers are trying to do anything to come back into this game and get a big reception by Christian Watson, and they are getting into field goal range. 4th and 10, and they miss the 36-yard field goal. He is not going to have a job after the playoffs. 3rd and 2, we're getting into field goal range again and get stopped completely, and we punt it. 3rd and 2, and they convert. They're trying to get back into this game. 24-7. It is sad how they are trying so hard. 24-14. We just have to hold on to the ball as much as possible. But we're trying to get some more points, it seems. 3rd and 8. Oh my goodness. We're getting a T. Higgins touchdown pass, 31-14, and an interception by Dante Jackson. That's got to be it. Yep. That has to be it. 3rd and goal, 4th and goal. And we tried to go for it on 4th down. Oh, no, we take the field goal. 34-14, a 20-point game. This is just, they just have to give up at some point. 4th and 19, and they end. Aaron Rodgers is still the QB. Oh. we're back into field goal range and just run out the clock. Wow. NFC champions, Carolina Panthers, once again, back-to-back seasons. But this year, we are trying to finish it off with the Super Bowl. And in the Super Bowl, we have to have a rematch with the Kansas City Chiefs. And it seems like their defense got a whole lot better. We just have to beat them this time. It's the same records as last season. We just have to finish off the job. And the Carolina Panthers do start off with the ball and end up getting 3-and-outed on the first drive, but punt it to the 6, and the Chiefs are just going downfield as they please right now, but end up sticking with the field goal with Zane Gonzalez, and we immediately get a 10-yard penalty on our left tackle. 2nd and 14, and we end up getting a 23-yard reception by David Montgomery. Now we are moving downfield. 3rd and 10, 1st and goal because of a penalty by Chris Jones at the 8, 3rd and goal. And we end up getting a touchdown with Tommy Tremble rushing it in, it seems. 7-3, and the Chiefs need to be stopped for us to be able to do something. They have Antonio Gibson at running back. 3rd and inches, 1st and 10. They're in field goal range, now in the red zone, and they end up not doing anything with it. It seems like they went for it on 4th down and were not able to convert. 5-yard penalty by Justin Reed. Courtney Freeman gets a 7-yard reception as David Montgomery puts it at 3rd and inches, but 4th and inches makes us punt it away back to them. But our defense immediately shows up and makes them punt it right back to us. And the Panthers are trying to do anything right now, and a 10-yard penalty on Ben Powers is not going to help us at all. 2nd and 6. 15-yard reception by Mecole Hardman, and they are getting into 1st and goal range, and they got another touchdown. 10-7 with 2 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. 3rd and 8. We convert on 3rd down to Joshua Palmer, but immediately get sacked by Byron Young. 3rd and 18, and 4th and 15 makes us punt it right back to them, but we put them at the 3. Our punter's having a day right now. And we have to kick it right back to them and immediately lock him down. 4th and 5 makes them punt it to us. We're getting into field goal range. 3rd and 4. We convert on 3rd down. We're getting in. We get the touchdown with Courtney Freeman. 14-10. Kansas City Chiefs. 20-yard reception by Kadarius Toney, and they're just getting downfield right now. They're getting downfield so easily and end up only getting a touchdown. I thought they were going to settle for the field goal. 17-14, a minute 30 left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 16, and we only were able to get 14 yards and end up punting it away. And the Chiefs are just going downfield right now. The start of the 4th quarter, they keep rushing the ball. 2nd and 19, Brian Burns gets a sack on Patrick Mahomes. 3rd and 8 with the Mecole Hardman reception, and they go for it on 4th down and get it. They have Cam Akers and Antonio Gibson. They get another touchdown on the day, 24-14. We have to be able to get a quick touchdown in order to stay into this game. We convert on 3rd down and get a 45-yard touchdown by Laviska Shenault. Our defense has to show up, but they're going downfield so easily. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 15, 4th and 12, and they have to settle for a field goal. 27-21. All we need is a touchdown with a minute left in the quarter, and we're getting downfield right now. We're at the 24 right now. 20 seconds left. We're at the 11, 8 seconds. Pass is thrown away, 6 seconds. 3rd and 10, and the pass is knocked away. 4 seconds, 4th and 14. Oh, I have to give my shot. What? And we lose because we ran out of timeouts. Oh my gosh. We had no timeouts left. And I did not even realize it. And we lose to the Kansas City Chiefs in back-to-back years. Oh my goodness. We have to finish it. We have to finish it next season. There's no way. Another absolutely heartbreaking loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Just can't keep losing like this. We get absolutely no awards. Patrick Mahomes gets MVP, both Super Bowl MVP and NFL MVP. Oh, we have to finish it off. We have to finish it off next season. There's no way. And now with 60 mil in the cap, we are looking to get a bunch of these players back. Austin Corbett, need you back on the team, man. Need you back on the team. Cannot risk you not being on here. Thanks for the offer, but he's just not interested in signing. I'm not overpaying him either. JC Horn, though, you are somebody that I need to be getting regardless. Thanks for the offer, but I'm just not interested in signing. Okay, Joshua Palmer ends up coming back, so that is great for us. Give him a 2-year deal just to entice him. Yep. Keep Johnny Hiker on the team. Austin Corbett is somebody that I need to be looking into in free agency. This Madden is tweaking right now. Oh my gosh. All right, we keep Tommy Tremble on the team. He was pretty solid in the playoffs and in general, so keeping him possibly at fullback is going to help us a lot. So we have to simulate to day 1 of free agency, see if we're able to get our players back. And the 3 players that we're going to be going after in this free agency is going to be Jalen Phillips, Justin Reed, and JC Horn. All very solid players. I just remember that I do have that left tackle. Is it left tackle? That's a difficult one, but I'm going to try to get these players first, see if I'm able to get most of these players here. We end up getting Jalen Phillips and Justin Reed. We're fighting for JC Horn right now. I'm just going to go ahead and risk it. I will worry about the guard position in the draft. JC Horn still hasn't decided. He ends up coming back, so we get a pretty big upgrade across the defense. Shaq Thompson is aging and he is regressing, so a move that we had to make for Jalen Phillips. Justin Reed just wanted to come to us. I'm not going to go against that because we need a free safety regardless. So right guard is a position of need right now since we did pass up on our former one. He didn't want to come back anyways. It wasn't going to be worth the money. All right, we are sending our late first-round pick, a second-round pick next year. I'm banking on the fact that we're making the Super Bowl this year. And Shaq Thompson, who is aging and is not going to have the starting role this year because of Jalen Phillips coming in for the 12th pick. Everybody else that was below them at 15 and above were all in cap hell. So couldn't do that. Definitely couldn't do that. But I'm looking to get this guard in Russo, the left guard Russo, Tyler Russo. He looks pretty good. So I'm hoping that he is because we traded higher than his position now. But now I think we're going to be pretty solid. I want to take Acosta later in the draft, maybe even Zeke Praster. These were only safety blankets if I wasn't able to get this pick. I don't mind the trade packages that we did, so now we just have to simulate to the draft and hope that we get all the picks that we need and they are the players that we expect them to be. The Texans have the first pick in the draft, but we simply do not care as we sim forward to the 12th pick. Broderick Ferguson gets taken right before us, hoping that our player is still here. Tyler Russo is here, so we are going to be able to get him at this position. Looks pretty good, measured pretty well. His pass blocking is pretty decent. He's a power blocker, so expecting those to be pretty high. Gonna look into these guys later in the first round, but we will take Tyler Russo right now. And hidden development is his trait: 92 strength and 79 acceleration. He looks big. 330 pounds and 6'3" out of NC State. I hope that he ends up panning out. Tackles at our position right now are just not good. Actually, I might trade down to the second round if possible, just because none of these picks right now are really doing us any justice. Could get a second round pick, a third round pick, and a 7th round pick for the 24th pick right now. It's basically the same. I'll take the Colts one just because it's giving us a higher pick. We will go ahead and take that, send that to the Colts, let them pick what they want, but we are looking to trade down just a bit so we don't overpay and go ahead and get this defensive tackle that I was looking at. I like to take my chances on him. He's a speed rusher, so he has elite speed. Block shedding is a C, and his D moves are a D. But he has A finesse moves, A play recognition, and A tackle. I'm going to go ahead and get Shaquille Breeland. He is normal development, but I expect him to be a high overall. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be good in our scheme right now. We do have a high 3rd round pick. And now we will go ahead and see if our right guards are still here. They're not. So we have to end up looking for another position right now to fill in what we need. This center looks pretty good. Oh my goodness. Elite almost everything. Sam Barker, A impact, A awareness, B pass block, C pass block power, B run block. But his physicals are all elite except for strength and acceleration. I'm going to go ahead and take Sam Barker. He is hidden development, 314, 6'4" out of LSU. And at the start of season 3 of the rebuild, our line looks pretty freaking good right now. Hopefully they end up panning out. Our receiving core is as good as our line right now. Bryce Young is still a superstar. David Montgomery is a 92, and Freeland is a 79. Our defense, though, Jalen Phillips took over for Shaq Thompson. Better overall. We need to change Justin Reed's position so he's able to play free safety. But once that happens, Breland is a 75, as I expected him to be. So that is fantastic. Our cornerbacks are still solid. I will go ahead and change Justin Reed's position and make sure that our defense is at the best that they can be. But I will see you at the midseason mark and hope that we end up excelling. Oh my goodness. We start off 6-0. I have to see the stats first. What is going on? 27th in offensive yards. So our defense is going insane right now. 3rd in defensive yards. Bryce Young has 1,300 yards, 16 TDs, and 4 interceptions. Rushing, David Montgomery has 748 already and 9 TDs. He's having a breakout year in his 29-year-old season. Freeland is the highest receiving yards and 2 TDs. Joshua Palmer 255 and 3 TDs. So it looks like David Montgomery is taking up all of the yards right now. TJ Edwards is the leading tackler. Brian Burns already has 11 TFLs. Gross Matos has 7 and Derek Brown has 6. 6 sacks for Derek Brown. Brian Burns has 4.5 and Jalen Phillips has 2.5. Picks, 3 picks for JC Horn, 2 for Dante Jackson, and TJ Edwards has 1, and so does Jeff Okuda. Wow, our defense is absolutely showing out right now, but so is David Montgomery. He is just going on a tear right now. We're 6-0. Has anybody improved development trait-wise? Russo is a star, so that's fine. We weren't expecting really much out of that. Freeland, still the same. Everything is still the same, so it's just the defense absolutely excelling. We need them to continue to do that. But players ready to negotiate. Taylor Moton is up for a contract, and so is Ikem Ekwonu, Ben Powers, our kicker. Oof, we might just have to sign these guys now just so we have a line in the future. All right, we keep the right tackle. A quick one right there. And I'm going to give him a little better of a contract. And Ikem Ekwonu, we keep our tackles on the team. Ben Powers, I'm not too crazy about. He is 29. I mean, if he takes a neutral deal, I will. Ooh, takes a team-friendly deal. Real poor effort on this contract. Come back with something much better. I don't know if I will. Try to keep him. That's a good offer. I'm glad we got the deal done. Okay, perfect. So we keep him. Yatura Gross Matus, he hasn't improved at all, so I'm going to let that ride for right now, but we will simulate to the end of the season, hoping that we're able to push for another Super Bowl, and we end up finishing 14-3, enough to get the first round bye, easing some stress off of us right now. Let's see how the stats look. 7th in offensive yards. Okay, Bryce Young showed his true potential. 1st in defensive yards. Bryce Young had 4,500 yards, 44 TDs, and 12 interceptions. David Montgomery was 1,700 yards and 18 TDs. Thought that was Dre Archer for a second. We're about to take me back to Madden Mobile, to be honest. T. Higgins, 1,200 yards and 11 TDs. Joshua Palmer with 892 and 8 TDs. And Montgomery was 769 and 8 TDs. So David Montgomery had a total of 2,400 yards in scrimmage yards. That is insane. Our defense, TJ Edwards is the leading tackler by a mile. TFLs, Brian Burns has 15, Derek Brown had 13, and Gross Matos had 10 sacks. Brian Burns had 17.5. Jalen Phillips had 13.5. Derek Brown had 11.5, and Gross Matos had 8.5. Our defense was an absolute powerhouse this season. Hopefully we can keep that going, as we do have the first round bye. Just going to take a look at see if anybody developed an insane amount. Oh, what happened to Russo? Why is he not playing right guard? I'm going to change his position just to make sure. But overall, the team looks pretty much the same. Yep. Brian Burns is a 98 overall right now. That is insane. I don't get it. Madden's a special game. Madden's a special game. I just changed Russo's position to right guard, and they put Ben Powers at right guard. Whatever. We're going to sim forward to the divisional round. Hopefully, we are able to have a smooth route to the Super Bowl, as we face the Dallas Cowboys in the first round, but they went 9-8 this season, so we might have a pretty good chance to just get through this and go to the NFC Conference Championship. And the Panthers start off with the ball and immediately are off to a hot start, but end up not being able to convert on third down and put them at the 4. And they're able to get the first down on the first drive, but get sacked by Jalen Phillips, putting them at 2nd and 20, 3rd and 12. And they're able to convert with Jordan Addison, and they make it past the midfield mark as they are getting into field goal range. And 4th and 1 makes them take the field goal 3-0. Our defense did what they had to do, and now our offense is trying to do the same right now as they are in field goal range, 3rd and 4, and they're able to convert and get to the 8 and end up getting the touchdown, 7-3 to start off the day. Start off the second quarter to be exact. And the Dallas Cowboys are moving downfield but get stopped twice, but end up almost converting on third down and end up taking the field goal, 51 yards. Very impressive by the field goal kicker of theirs. 3rd and 3, we end up converting but end up with a sack and another sack. 3rd and 30, 4th and 17, we have to punt it to them, and they start off with the ball again, but our defense shows out. 4th and 5, and they punt it right back to us. We have to be able to do something instead of getting sacked right now, and end up with a 10-yard penalty on our right tackle, Taylor Moton. 3rd and 9, 4th and 9. Do we make that field goal? We do. 10-6. A very, very good start right now. 1st and 10, we are moving, or they are moving downfield. 13-10 with 38 seconds left in the quarter. We're trying to get into field goal range as we do. Wow, that was a very quick 2 plays. And we get into the 12-yard range and end up with an 8-yard pass and don't get the field goal. Why did we choke that? 3rd and 2. 1st and 10, 3rd and 6, 4th and 3. All right, so we get the ball back. 2nd and 4, end up converting. We're just trying to get anything going right now as we are making our way downfield. 2nd and 1, and we end up getting the touchdown. So we make up for not getting the field goal at the end of the first half. And the Dallas Cowboys are moving downfield, but end up getting stopped by our defense. 4th and 9, making it a 1-point game with that field goal. And we're trying to put some more points on the board as we are moving closer and closer. 3rd and 10, 4th and 4. We just take the field goal but miss it. A 26-yard field goal and we miss it. We're only up by 1, but we end up getting them a 3-and-out. Mullet guy. Okay, that's freaky. 1st and 10. We're in field goal range right now. At the start, or not the start. I need to go to sleep. At the 2-minute warning for the 4th quarter, we are moving closer and closer to touchdown range. If we get a touchdown, this might just be it. 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, and we have to settle. Oh, we just run out the clock and win by 1. That was the smartest way to win possible. I will not lie to you. We win by 1 against the Dallas Cowboys, moving on to the NFC Conference Championship. Almost choked that and almost had an upset there with Dallas Cowboys possibly beating us. And in the NFC Conference Championship, we are facing the New York Giants, who are 12-5 at home right now because we went 14-3. We have to be able to finish the job this year, as the New York Giants do start off with the ball and end up not being able to do much on the first drive, as Jared Goff is their quarterback. They punt it to us, and we're trying to do something with it and also are not able to do much. Our defenses are really showing out right now as we get them to not be able to do anything either. And we are moving downfield now, hopefully actually being able to get something, and a touchdown by Laviscus Chenault, 51-yard touchdown 7-0. New York Giants have to be able to do something to answer back as they are moving downfield. 3rd and 5, 4th and 5, and they have to settle for a field goal. 7-3. A penalty on Ika Makwanu does not help at all, but a penalty on them does, making it 1st and 10, 2nd and 10. We're at the 48 now, 3rd and 3, 4th and 5, and we have to punt it away to them, but we put them at the 2. 7-3. We have to be able to stop them 3rd and inches, and they convert anyways. They are moving downfield right now and are able to get a touchdown. 10-7. We have to be able to answer back right now. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, and we end up punting it away. We get a sack. 3rd and 13, 4th and 13. Absolute stop by the defense. And our offense just has to be able to help them out right now. 3rd and 6, a conversion to Laviska Shenault, 21 yards. 14-yard. 3rd and 1, 1st and goal. 50 seconds left, and we end up getting the touchdown with Joshua Palmer. 14-10. Just stop them before the end of the half. 4th and 7, and they end up punting it to us. We have a chance to get some more points on the board, but it doesn't seem like we'll be able to. But a penalty on Leonard Williams does not help him at all. We try to get something. We get some more yardage. Courtney Freeman, and we call a timeout. Do we get the field goal? We do. We make it a touchdown game, 17-10 at the end of the half, and we get the ball first. 3rd and 7, and we get a 72-yard touchdown by T. Higgins. Wow, 24-10. Giants are moving downfield, though. 3rd and 6, 1st and 10, and an interception by Jared Goff to Jeremy Chin. Ooh, if we score on this, that just might be it. 3rd and 10. We convert on 3rd down. We're at the 15 now. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 6. And we get another touchdown. 31-10. And the Giants are not able to do anything once again. At the start of the 4th, we are just trying to run out the clock. 2nd and 12. 3rd and 15. 4th and 17, and we punt it back to them. 31-10. They're trying to do anything to come back into this game as they convert on 3rd down multiple times. 2nd and 20, 3rd and 8, 4th and 8, and they try to go for it and end up not converting. 31-10. We're just trying to finish this game off, move on to the Super Bowl, as we do just that and move on to the Super Bowl once again. This just might be part 3 against the Chiefs. Who knows? Ooh, and the Kansas City Chiefs do not make it to the Super Bowl. We are facing the Cincinnati Bears. What the f? And the Kansas City Chiefs do not make it to the Super Bowl. We are facing the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow getting 51 passing touchdowns on the year. That is insane. He just might have been MVP, but we have to rain on his parade today. And we start off with the ball, as we're not able to do anything on 1st down. 3rd and 2, and we convert on 3rd down. We are trying to get into field goal range at least. 2nd and 12, we convert on 2nd down and end up getting nothing. We get a field goal, 3-0, and the Cincinnati Bengals now have the ball. Our defense has to be able to show up today, but they do not do that. 7-3, the Bengals have the lead as we get the ball back. 1st and 10. 2nd and 12, 3rd and 12, and we just get absolutely stopped and punt it away to the Bengals. 3rd and 4, 1st and 10. The Bengals seem unstoppable right now as they get a touchdown lead against us. We are trying to get our first touchdown of the day. 3rd and 4, we convert with the big pass to T. Higgins, who used to be on the Bengals. 3rd and 7, 1st and goal, the 2-yard line. And we end up getting the touchdown, tying up the game 10-10. And the Bengals are trying to do something before the 2-minute warning, but end up just punting it back to us. We have a chance to take the lead before the half. 2nd and 15, we get the 1st down. We get another big pass to T. Higgins, and we're at the 9 and end up getting the touchdown right before the half. 17-10. They just run out the clock, and they end up getting the ball at the start of the 2nd half. A sack by Brian Burns would be huge, and we do end up being able to stop them. They have Evan Ingram on the team. They put us within 5, but that does not matter because we are moving downfield right now and end up getting another touchdown, 24-10. We are gaining momentum right now. The Bengals are trying to get back into this game as they get another touchdown, 24-17. 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. and we get a big rush by David Montgomery, getting 45 yards on that. 31-17, a 2-touchdown lead, 2nd and 20 because of a left tackle penalty. 3rd and 11, and they are not able to convert on that either, but they do on 4th down. Odell Beckham Jr. is on the Bengals. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, 4th and 1. They try to go for it, and it's an incomplete pass. 3rd and 13, we are not able to do anything on our drive. We're still up by 2 touchdowns, though. We are just trying to keep them from doing anything too pivotal to stop us from having this lead. We're only up by 1 touchdown right now, so we have to be very careful about what we do, but we are getting into field goal range. 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 1, another 1st down, 1st and 15, 2nd and 16. Oh, we're kneeling. Okay, so they ran out of timeouts, and that means that the Panthers are going to go on to win the Super Bowl finally. After going to the Super Bowl back-to-back years, our 3rd year, we finally win the Super Bowl. I don't know why Corral's celebrating like he did something, because he is most definitely the backup. Bryce Young comes to the Panthers, as hopefully some Carolina Panthers think is going to happen. Bryce Young could do something big with the Panthers offense. You just never know what could happen. I can imagine that Bryce Young's going to be the Super Bowl MVP. I don't see any other way, unless it's David Montgomery. And at the end of it all, Joe Burrow did win NFL MVP like I predicted. We win Coach of the Year, and David Montgomery wins Super Bowl MVP. It was either going to be him or Bryce Young. So, not surprised by that. But if you did enjoy that, please go down there and like and subscribe for me. It was fun for me to do. I enjoy these rebuilds, especially the ones that are high in the draft, just because you can build a lot more on it. But just let me know what you want to see. Let me know if you want me to make these longer. I do a minimum of 3 years on these. I could do a minimum of 5. Up to y'all. Just let me know. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Peace.